Good morning. How are you all doing today? Thank you very much for joining me. Today is December the 19th. It's a Sunday. It's about 7 a.m. here in Istanbul, Turkey, and I'm going to do a technical analysis on Bitcoin and just a general overview of the market. I'm not going to be shilling anything at all, guys. I'm not even going to talk about my Discord group, except for the fact that it's closed until January 2022, and that's it. I'm going to provide no shilling, no personal stuff. Let's get right to the point, okay? So right now, I'm very bullish on Bitcoin, okay? The reason why I'm bullish on Bitcoin is because I'm seeing this. First of all, let's get right to the point and identify what is being seen and what we know. What we see is that Bitcoin is most certainly trending somewhere like that, right? It's trending somewhere in here like that. In fact, it probably just ends up making a touch here and there in this parallel channel. So this channel is really, really strong, and it holds true to it many times where we're eventually going to get to a point where the bulls and the bears are going to fight and one is going to win. A pattern is meant to be broken. And because it's meant to be broken right now, I think that we're much more bullish than we are bearish. So let's talk about why I have that view right now. First of all, if we look on the daily here, I'm going to keep this short and sweet for you guys. You're going to love it. See, this is getting lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. But what you're seeing is higher lows, higher lows. That's a very strong point. Not only that, we have not been on the positive side as in increasing for an incredibly long time. We haven't been bullish as in still trending on the positive side since November. Here's where we start to technically break down, which would be on the date of right around there, right? This is where the major drops started to happen, where we get a crossover. People thought it was going to go up, but we end up dropping huge right around there. So this was a really good opportunity to take a short position, especially because we're seeing a higher high here, higher high there, but a much lower high there, and a possible possible MACD crossover. It signals to the market that it's most likely going to drop rather than rally to the upside. So it has been roughly now 41 days since the MACD has been to the positive side. This is the first day that we've seen that this coin is actually bullishly on the positive side for the histogram, where the MACD has has converged and crossed over to the top side. This is a really significant point right now because it's been 41 days. Also on top of the higher lows, I believe that we're going to break to the upside here. We're going to break above this channel to the upside with quite a bit of force. And if we do that, we're going to get a pretty decent rally. And hopefully we're going to see a lot of the alts follow it as well. So of course, most likely target, if we break to the top side, it's going to be maybe a small resistance around here first of all, 49. So every time we break a point, we're going to find another area of resistance. Just something like that. This one here is pretty heavy in my opinion. This one in the middle here that I have it as like kind of pinkish purple, because at this point and that point right there, we're most likely going to find a lot of contention near the $50,000 to $50,500 range. I don't think this one is really going to hold much whatsoever. Another thing that we're finding is that we cannot stay bullishly above the 4-hour 55 EMA. Actually, yeah, as soon as we start to drop here, we're getting resistance everywhere. Every time we get to the 4-hour 55 EMA, right? Resistance, we hover around it here, break to the downside, get there, break to the downside, hover around it, break to the downside, try to touch it, but we can't. Resisted there, resisted here as well, and now we're attempting it again. If we close positively above it, as in we get above it and we get a wick poking down the 55 EMA, I think that we're going to get a really good rally to the top side here. So I'm trying to get myself in a position right now to get into a long. And if we take a look on the crypto loom here, we're finding a lot of coins that are incredibly bearish, or bullish on the low side. Okay, I'm going to zoom go all the way up. Crypto loom is my crypto screener that I use that helps me find trade setups very quickly, and it gives me real-time updates on percentage movements and also dollar movements as well. As in volume percentage movements and dollar percentage movements as well. It also consolidates the 5-minute, the 15, 30, 4-hour, and 24-hour RSI in one gigantic chart for me here. If we take a look at it and arrange it by the lowest RSI, assuming that Bitcoin is going to break to the upside, we're seeing that ICP is the lowest one right now, okay? It's at 24 right now, or sorry, 28 right now. If we actually move to that list here, what we're seeing is that ICP on the daily is really low. Look at it right now, okay? It's at 28. It's in a really, really low section right now. So if this were to pop to the upside, it's going to make a drastic rally to the upside, okay? We haven't really seen this low RSI in a really long time, except for in these ranges of here, right around here. Okay, so we are finding some level of support for RSI because of the July 19, July 20 bounce, where that guy ended up making a rally of 210% when it was that low. Also, if you factor in the MACD here, the MACD is looking phenomenal. It's converging towards each other at a really nice rate. So here was a big jump, and then it slows down more, decent jump up, even bigger jump up. So based off of this momentum right now, we're seeing that it's certainly wanting to go to the upside. The MACD really wants to cross over as well, as you can see, right? So I'm really bullish on this coin right now, and this is one of those coins where I'm most likely going to swing it. Not only that, we get the slope to trend line that just keeps going down, that hovers and really does support it for a good period of time. Okay, so this guy here, we're seeing it go for literally 15 days now, or 2 weeks. And yesterday we just ended up closing, which was only 4 hours ago, with a nice doji candle. And what I like about that doji candle is that if you took a look at the price action here, the wick here is actually a higher wick. It doesn't retrace nearly as much as the previous one there. So we're trading in a really decent range compared to that candle right now. I'm really a big fan of ICP. Another one that I really like a lot, to swing it perhaps, is SHIB. I like SHIB because of the structure that it has right here. It has a really, really, really beautiful structure coming to the downside right here. Not only that, the RSI is making what I call the Wi-Fi configuration. Okay, just like that, where there's a possibility of it bouncing really high to the upside. I first discovered this RSI pattern on Wi-Fi. That's why I call it the Wi-Fi curve. I don't think anyone's ever talked about it before. Not only that, I see this really inching to the upside. Whenever we see a MACD crossover, it's usually a significant one. This one was a fake, but because it's now much more on the lower side, because we've trended down further, okay, it's more likely to cross over to the positive side now that we are getting closer and closer. So I really like this coin significantly right now. Not only that, we got a doji just like on ICP on the previous day. So if we actually factor in Bitcoin being bullish, if we factor in being bullish with the higher lows, the MACD crossover here as well for the next few days, we can get a really good rally on SHIB and ICP and a lot of other coins as well. Just as an example, ADA is wanting to break to the upside here as well because Bitcoin's getting that traction. ADA is really, really wanting to close above this 55 EMA here. That's actually gone up 4% already. So this is a really, really 5% today already in the past 4 hours. So ADA has a really high chance of crossing over as well, especially with the MACD going to the upside already. Okay, but we haven't really had a significant rally yet. Let me give you an example of a coin that crossed over already and it gained lots of traction. Here's HBAR, 1, 2, 3 days already crossing over, just like how the other coins I showed you are anticipating a crossover. HBAR does 43% already. For example, here's AVAX, where it crossed over 1, 2, 3 days already. This coin ends up moving up 55%. So those are really gigantic moves. I'm looking at these high cap coins. Another really hot coin right now is DOT. DOT is a really hot coin because I love the way that this is moving to the downside. Okay, that's really moving to the downside heavily, and there's a strong possibility it could just V-shape and go straight up, especially with this crossover that has happened already. And if we take a look at popular coins, just going down the list here, what I'm seeing is that what I'm seeing is that this coin, let's just sort this here. Okay, there we go. This is whatever, we just go like this. Like that. Let's just look at some coins that have crossed over, and we're going to be able to see some major ones. Look at AVE, crossed over for 3 days, 25% move. ADA literally just crossed over yesterday. So Acro crossed over, but this one's small, 18% move. But nevertheless, the ones that have crossed over are showing significant movements to the upside. Let's try to find another. Here's ARPA, 33% move. Okay, this is AR, 50% move. So the ones that have crossed over are very, very significant in my opinion. ATA has not crossed over yet, but it looks like it is. ATA, rather. So there's many coins that are you're gonna find that have crossed over significantly, and there are other coins that may not do anything whatsoever after they crossed over. But just based on history and what we've seen of other coins, they have a more likelihood to go to the upside. Here's Ball, for example, that's moved up 43% already on the 1, 2, 3 day, going to the upside. So it's more like the third day that we're getting major crossovers, and they're significantly rolling over to the top side there. Okay, so Bell's in its first day so far. So I'm very, very confident that it's going to follow suit to Bitcoin as it moves up. So here's Seller, third day as well. This guy moved up 45%. Here's CHR, it's just about to, it moved up to 17 already. So we want to find a coin that's more so on the bottom side, that looks like it's just about to explode. And I do have to keep SHIB on my list there. Here's CRV. This is on the third day. 1, 2, 3. And CRV has moved up 45% so far. So I'm expecting a really bullish move to the upside by Bitcoin, okay? Because we are crossing over here as well. Maybe not today. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe not tomorrow, but the next day at most. Because it's still the first day. And based on what we've seen, it's the 3 day. That's where a lot of people start to pick up the cue that we might bullishly we might bullishly rally to the upside. So that's all I wanted to tell you guys, that I'm pretty bullish right now. And I think it's going to be great to trade, because we may actually end up retracing this whole thing. This whole 35% drop of some, not 100% of it, but as in some sort of fib retracement level. And if that happens, a lot of these coins are going to really follow it. And if they do follow it, we're going to have the ability to catch a lot of these longs where they're going to go really high to the top side. So anyways, that's all I wanted to say. Have a great day, and bye now.